Now, I'm just a warm-up act for somebody who's going to help us out here, who's done all the hard work. He's leading a revolution of ideas, a revolution for freedom. I want to welcome to the stage a good friend, a member of the End of Lockdown Caucus, and somebody that I look forward working with, hand in hand, to protect all our freedoms together for as long as we ever, well, as long as I'm standing. Thank you very much, Maxime Bernier.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. You understand that it is a critical time for us, for our country, for our freedoms, and that's why you are here today with me. And I can tell you, we are not alone. The silent majority won't be silent the 20th of September. And you know that sadly, we cannot take our freedoms for granted anymore here in Canada. But we are there. We created the People's Party of Canada based on 4 key principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect and fairness, and we will never do any compromise with our principles, and always fight openly with passion and conviction for what we believe, for this country, for you. What make Canada a prosperous country, a great place to live, is that for a century and a half, this country has been one of the freest countries in the world, but we are losing our freedoms at a rapid pace. We must always fight for our freedoms. If we don't do that right now, we won't recognize our country in a couple of months, of years. Our traditional Western civilization values are fast eroding. And we need to reverse this trend. And we are starting, like said Randy, that common sense, that freedom revolution all together, and we will unite all Canadians under the freedom umbrella. And I'm like you today. I believe that you are not so happy when you are looking at the establishment politician in Ottawa, the Liberals, the Conservatives, the NDP, that are violating our rights and freedom by imposing us vaccine passport, lockdown, stay-at-home orders. We are saying no to that. And we are telling them that we don't like more, and we don't want more socialism, more communism. We just want to live like before COVID-19, and we are saying it's enough, it's enough. Yes, that's our main message to everybody. And I can tell you, from Eastern Canada to Central Canada to Western Canada, people are like you. We are not alone. And they understand that this election will be an historical election, and that will be another step toward a vision that we want in this country. a vision with a smaller government in Ottawa that will respect us, that will respect our Constitution, that will respect our freedoms and our rights, respect provincial autonomy. That's what we want. We want to live in a country where you can do what you want to do with your life. Like the feminists said a couple of years ago, my body, my choice. Yes, our body, our choice. Trudeau is the most divisive prime minister in our history. He has been, O'Toole also, they're the same. Trudeau, O'Toole, Libcon, they're the same. They're the same on the COVID passport, and they are right now dividing our population by race, by gender, by religion, and now by vaccination status. Trudeau said, and when he was speaking to his civil servants in Ottawa, that they must take the 2 shots, they must take the vaccine passport if they want to work for the federal government. And when he said that big corporations in the private sector want to do the same thing, they want to impose a vaccine passport on their employees. Now universities are looking to impose a vaccine passport. It is now a reality in Quebec. It will be a reality here in Ontario and all across the country, because Trudeau and O'Toole will give $1 billion to provinces to be sure that they will implement a vaccine passport. But you know what? We are here and we will be there in Ottawa and we'll say no to that. No more. And when Trudeau said to the civil servant, if we don't take the 2 shots, there will be consequences. Translation, what he said, I will punish you if you don't take the 2 shots. But what I can say, and what we can say to Justin Trudeau, we will punish him the 20th of September. Trudeau wants us to believe that a proof of vaccination will prevent us to spread the virus. But we know the science is on our side. Everybody can spread the virus. We don't need to do discrimination, segregation. The vaccinated people and the unvaccinated one can spread the virus. Why doing that division and segregation between us? We don't want that. And actually, we know that that vaccine passport will have and has in Quebec an expiration date. It will be when they will ask us to take the 3rd shots, the 4th one, or the 5th one. We are saying no to that. We don't want to live in a show me your paper society. It's all about, this election is all about more government control or freedom. More draconian measures like lockdowns, stay-at-home orders, and all what happened to us the last couple of months, or freedom. And I believe that you are like me. You choose freedom, and Canadians will choose freedom also. You can count on us, on our PPC candidates across the country. That will be their first priority, to work with you, for you, to be sure that you'll be able to live in a free country like we had before COVID-19. And I can tell you, you will have a freedom voice in Ottawa. You will have a common sense voice in Ottawa. We will be there to do that fight together with you. We will ask the real questions in Parliament. We will use parliamentary committee to have medical experts that are not the one that Theresa Tam listen. And actually, I believe that we need to fire her. And we won't take our order from the UN or from the World Health Organization. We have our own agenda, and our agenda is there publicly, fighting for Canadians, putting our country first, and being sure that this country will be like somebody quote John Diefenbaker before. Yes, that country will be like that. Everybody must be proud to be Canadian. Everybody must be able to enjoy our way of life. And it's a little bit sad that the 1st of July, I was the only leader of a national party to be in Ottawa and to be there to celebrate our history, to celebrate our heritage, to celebrate our culture. Trudeau were not there because we're supposed to be a racist country. Systemic racism is supposed to be everywhere. It is not. I'm proud to be Canadian, and I will always fight for our values. There's no systemic racism in this country.
Except for Trudeau.
Except for one. There's systemic racism in one legislation in our country. That's the Indian Act. It is a racist act. It is based on race, and you can count on us. We will abolish that. We are saying no to political correctness. We are saying no to identity politics. We are saying no to racial politics. We are saying yes to Canadians and our country.
That's right!
If you don't believe that racial politics, it is here in Canada right now with that Trudeau government, Trudeau decided to create a new program.
Yeah, just keep going.
Which one? There's a lot, with money that we don't have, as you know. A new program for black entrepreneurs only. That's racial politics. We will abolish that, and if we have to create a program for entrepreneurs, it will be for all entrepreneurs. And Randy said before me that the mainstream media didn't follow our campaign, but 6 days before the election, they're looking at us a little bit. But that party and our movement is growing, and it's because of you. You're speaking to your friends and to your family about the PPC and a new option, and I appreciate that. And you need to be out there on social media, in the real life, to speak to your people about our party and our values. Because of the mainstream media, there's still some Canadians that don't know that they have a real option for this election. And speaking about the mainstream media, do you know their interest in this campaign? We received a call from a journalist from CBC in the beginning of the campaign. Yes. And she had a lot of questions. a lot of questions about our candidates. And she said, I'm asking all these questions to every political party. And so we said, okay, what are your questions? And she said, how many black candidates do you have? How many gay candidates do you have? How many Muslim candidates do you have? How many Jewish candidates do you have? And how many LGBT candidates do you have? And we said, we don't know. And she called 2 days later. She said, I have all the answers from the other political party, and I'm ready to write my story. I'm coming to you again. Last chance to answer these questions if you want to be in that story. So do you have the answer? We said, we don't know. And she said, why? Because we don't care. We don't care. Our candidates believe in our country, believe in you, and are ready to fight for you. And our candidates know that the government is not the solution. The federal government now is the problem. And you and us together, we will be the real solution to gain back our freedoms the 28th of September, because we know that we and I have faith in you. I have faith that you have the ability, the dignity, and the right to make your own decisions and determine your own destiny. You know better than a bureaucrat or a politician in Ottawa what is good for you. If you want to take the vaccine and the 2 shots, that's your decision. We respect that. We are for freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. You can do what you want to do with your own body. But we will always be against more mask mandate and vaccine passport. We are saying no to an authoritarian country. And that's only the beginning of our common sense revolution. Because we know that the 20th of September, some of our candidates will be elected. I don't know how many, but I can tell you that purple wave can be a purple tsunami, sorry, I'm speaking in French, tsunami. Yeah, and it can be that. It can be that if you are helping us, helping our candidates, you can call them, you can be a volunteer for them, you can give them money for them to have more signs. There's still 6 days before the election. And you know what they told us in the beginning of that COVID-19 hysteria? You remember what they said? 2 weeks. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Now, 6 days to flatten the lies. And like John F. Kennedy said in 1961, people who are following our campaign, you must know that quote. But that quote is actual for today. Listen carefully, because we are in the same situation today here in Canada like they were in the US in the 1960s. And Kennedy said, in the long history of the world, only few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its maximum hour of danger. You are that generation. This is your role, and now is the time. Happy to be here, and I want to thank you for all the energy. You're giving me more energy to go on until the end of the campaign, but after that, I just want to tell you, we will be in Ottawa to do that fight, but also, we will be in the street with you to do more protests if you need to do more protests, to be sure